I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Hope you all are well out there. Today is October 23rd, 2024, 6:39 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my pearls. Y'all are so sweet. You guys are so just amazing human beings. Really do appreciate you all. No lead slip tonight, mother chickens. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Uh, we have been uh, on the Leilani Simon trial all last week and all this week. And finally, I think tomorrow is going to be the closing arguments. And hopefully, there will be a verdict soon. Uh, and hopefully that will eventually be closed out. And hopefully, little Quentin can be finally at rest. Hopefully, it's been a case. It's really been a case, and just Leilani. Just it's 1 second, 1 second. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Um, yeah. So Quentin, what was that? Quentin case has really bothered a lot of people. It really has. Um, it doesn't seem to be bothering Leilani that much, though, does it? It feels like she's been pretty stone stone faced through it all, right? It's been something. Guys, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate it. Hello, my sweet pearls. Do you think reasonable doubt has raised at all? No. Mm-mm. Nope. I don't think so. I don't think there's enough. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. It's to me it's as in my opinion, I mean, all it takes is one juror at the end of the day. But to me, in my opinion, it's about as slam dunk as it gets. So there's that. Guys, today we are going to be talking about baby DeOrr Coons Jr., who was a child in Idaho who went missing. Very bizarre, very bizarre case. And I think that there could be some similarities that we could find in the Sebastian Rogers case. Uh, and we're going to explore those. But first, there's some stuff that I do want to speak about. Nick has posted what 2:03 p.m. today, at night intelligence agency. Just want to give you guys an update on this right here. And it says, at night has initiated dialogue with various divisions of the FBI, specifically those in Tulsa, Tampa, Philly, New Haven, and Jackson, Mississippi. We are fully cooperating with the FBI concerning the serious threat and doxing we have encountered. The actors involved have escalated their actions, making severe threats and engaging in multiple overt acts that pose significant risk. The situation has compelled, at night, in conjunction with our legal representatives across Philly, New Haven, Connecticut, Florida, and LA, New York, Washington, D.C., multiple regions in Virginia, Boston, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin, Texas, to formally request intervention from the federal law enforcement agencies. We held several conference calls with various agencies this morning. We seek to address these threats with the utmost urgency and authority the law allows. At night, we'll pursue these bad actors both civilly and criminally. The threats and actions have amplified over the past 72 hours, and now we will respond accordingly in multiple states. So, I don't know what's been going on over the last 72 hours, but something apparently is going on. Justin Dolly is one of the 50s in the list. He's asking for donations. I was surprised. I don't know how you know you're one of the 50. I guess maybe they contact you. I don't know. That tells me that you're in front of threads. Leslie, thank you so much, my is giving out. Oh wow, True Crime Junkie. That's crazy. Saw a video and two other women putting up Sebastian flyers all over Clarksville. Don't know what they're all trying to prove now. Tony said Dolly is not on it, so Dolly is collecting for nothing. That's what Tony said the other night that Dolly has nothing to worry about. So I don't know what's up with that, but he says he has really nothing to worry about. I could never get past the disdain mocking how Sebastian talks and negatively speaking about him. Right. Yeah. Dolly is in it. Reality. I just know Tony said the other. I just know Tony said Dolly had nothing to worry about the other. Like I think it was in Brittany's chat the other day. Hello, Melody. Good to see you in the documents of the RICO. Yeah, I mean, your name can be. I don't know how. I do remember Dolly's name being mentioned in it, but just because something may have happened in your chat or whatever. I don't know. Yes, WKRN did. Yes, I saw Dolly's name in the lawsuit, but I think they are using Dolly as an example. Thank you, Ranadu. I have no idea. Another hurricane may be coming to Florida. Oh my God, that's not what we need. Put a 1 in chat if you are familiar with Catherine. Thank you, darling. Thank you, my love. Really appreciate that. Sweet Catherine means so much to me. Really appreciate you, my friend. In my opinion, that Dolly, the information he told. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They weren't just random individuals. They known as personalities, including. Mm, yeah, his name is in it. But I don't think. Um, I don't think he's got really much to worry about. They are not messing around, in my opinion. Nick used the phrase "pursuing criminal avenues." That has been said before. So, in my opinion, there must have been some serious things that have occurred in the last few days. I guess. I mean, something seems up. Uh, he liked the reels. They have what is reels missile pile they've used when they need basically in my. I don't know what that means. Some of the mods and subscribers might have missed the point that 50 John and Jane Does do include mods and subscribers. So those. Okay. So I was saying, put a 1 in chat if you have ever heard of Baby DeOrr case, Baby DeOrr Coon's case. Let me know if you have ever heard of Baby DeOrr. Oh, man alive. 1 second. I think I really messed this up. I put the wrong thing. I put it in the wrong thing there. So let me pop this up. All right. This is, I'm going to show you Baby DeOrr and Grandpa and Isaac the friend. So this is Baby DeOrr Kunz. I heard a bear drug him. Nah, don't think a bear drug him off. I would almost guarantee a bear didn't drag him off. There was 4 people around him that day. Yes, 4 people. And we're going to talk about this. So this is Baby DeOrr. And let me find my thing here. DeOrr Coon Jr., this is also known as Baby DeOrr. He was born December 30th, 2012, to his mother, Jessica Mitchell, and his father, and her boyfriend at the time, Vernal DeOrr Kunz. Right here. This is Baby DeOrr's mother and father. Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. Always late. Aw, thanks, Ellen. I love it here, everyone. So kind and destiny. Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. Yes, so sweeties. Thank you so much. Um, so this is the parents, and but his name is Vernal DeOrr Coons, but we're just going to refer to him as Vernal. Okay. Neither Jessica nor Vernal had any criminal records at all. Uh, so Jessica does, however, have two children from a previous marriage that are in custody of her ex husband. According to an interview with Jessica on East Idaho News in 2019, this arrangement was voluntarily on Jessica's part, and she still saw and sees her older children regularly. She clarifies she never gave up her parental rights, nor did she at any time lose custody of her children. Her ex husband was simply the children's primary guardian, according to Jessica's family. In an interview with East Idaho News in 2019, the custody agreement was made so that the older children could have a more financially stable life. In a, in the media, DeOrr's family often referred to DeOrr as Little DeOrr or Little Man. Bob Walton, which is the grandpa right here, he refers to DeOrr as the kid or that kid. Um, on the first For the first 6 months of 2015, Jessica had been working as a caretaker for her elderly grandfather, Bob Walton. Bob, who was 76, was in poor health and on oxygen at the time. According to Vernal, the family decided to go on a camping trip on Thursday, July 9th, 2015, after Vernal got off work at about 5 p.m. Sometimes in the evening around 6 p.m., the family piled in their truck, picked up Grandpa Bob Walton in his SUV, which was hauling a trailer, and then picked up Grandpa's friend and former neighbor, Isaac. Uh, Let me pull up a picture of Isaac here. This is Isaac. Okay. Who Jessica and Vernal had never met. Jessica's sorry, never mind. Isaac appeared to be aged in his 30s. According to an interview on East Idaho News, Isaac met Bob 5 years earlier when Bob hired Isaac to do some yard work. Isaac appears to have some developmental disabilities, most apparent slow processing any sort of, it's a little slow. Many people have raised questions about their friendship, but it's neither here nor there. Just kind of an odd combination, you would think, but oh well. The group drove in two vehicles for 116 miles north of DeOrr, Idaho. Then they drove an additional 10 miles west to Timber Creek Campground. I'm going to show you that, guys, here in just a minute. The campground is accessible only by a rocky and it's very bumpy dirt road. You can go about 5 miles per hour on it max, and it's about 8 to 9 miles and usually takes about 40 to 60 minutes to navigate to the campground. Once you reach the campground, it's pretty much a dead end. Um, the family said they pulled into the campground around dark. Sunset in the door on that day is at 9:20 p.m. So many sources have guessed that the time the family pulled in would be around 9:30. All right. Uh, Along the way, the family claims to have stopped for diesel, stopped at the Silver Dollar restaurant in the door. It was closed. And finally stopped at a convenience store to pick up some groceries. It is important to note that no one outside of the family saw DeOrr at any of these places, baby DeOrr. None of the workers at the stores remember seeing DeOrr at all, and no video cameras were available at any places the family went to that day. After stocking up, the family made the 8-mile trek to the campground, arriving around dark, and went to bed with Jessica, Vernal, and DeOrr sleeping in Grandpa Walton's truck, Isaac sleeping in the tent, and Grandpa Walton sleeping in the camper. So there's that. Now, I want to show you a little something here. I'm going to show you about, let me see if I can find it maybe. Links are also provided in the description so you guys can see. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. This was 5 years ago. Credit goes to KTVB. Link is provided in the description. Using this under the Fair Use Act of 1976 for commentary and educational purposes. Without my commentary and all of that, make sure you visit the link below to view it without my commentary. All right, without further ado, let's get started.
Accusations head on. What is
Sickening. It is sickening how quickly people.
Were you offered immunity? Yes, I was
There's been rumors of drinking or drugs.
be a break in the case?
on this.
Promise I do it. It's just, I've always been very proud of him. I didn't really cry about much. He just wouldn't. Was just easy going.
He's just a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just little things like the smell of lavender baby wash. I can't smell that because it takes me back to giving him baths.
Correct.
Some days it's like I feel like I just saw him, like he was just with me. And then
Thank you so much, Carol. Really do appreciate that. Please pray for Seth and Sebastian. We are Sebastian's Army. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Very much. Very kind of you. Really appreciate your support, my dear. If you got, we're gonna go over this, and then we're gonna look at some similarities. How some of this may be similar to. Maybe we can take something from this case and learn in Sebastian's case. Dylan Redwine, we're also going to go over that case. It's probably the closest case to Sebastian that I have found that I can think of.
and other times it feels like it's been forever.
It was July 2015 on a camping trip to Timber Creek Campground near DeOrr, Idaho. 4 people made the trip. DeOrr's mom, Jessica Mitchell, his dad, Vernal DeOrr Kunz, his great-grandfather, Bob Walton.
All right, so these are the 4 that I was speaking about. Now, really, at the end of the day, these are the 2 that, are the parents are the 2 that are most sound in mind and body, and we have to take that into account, in my opinion.
And Bob's friend, Isaac Reinwand. They were the last to see baby DeOrr alive.
You've never heard of baby DeOrr? This was 2012.
He vanished on the second day of camping when Jessica and Vernal left the campsite to go fishing at a nearby reservoir. The parents said maybe DeOrr was kidnapped from the campground or that an animal had gotten him. There's one more theory, that someone on that camping trip did something to him.
Do you have anything?
I personally believe there is foul play in this. I absolutely believe that there is foul play in this, in my opinion. However, to date, little DeOrr has not been found, nor has anyone been charged. So we're going to get into all of that.
To hide.
Hang
No.
tight.
Absolutely not.
We had nothing to do with this, and we don't know anymore. And I understand how it looks and how it sounds. We just don't know anymore. And we wish we did, trust me. We wish we did. This is not a way for anybody to live.
Accusations and rumors about the parents' involvement began to emerge not long after baby DeOrr disappeared.
Crack a cold case, yes. It is on Missing 411.
And after 1 year of no answers, now retired Limhi County Sheriff Lynn Bowerman named the parents suspects.
We've given them too many opportunities to tell us what happened if it was an accident, and there's been no interest in going that direction. So that tells me there's only one other possibility. It has to be a homicide.
Bowerman.
Now, we got to think about that. They've given them plenty of opportunities to say that this was an accident. Something happened up there or even before. You're right, it was 2014. I think I said 2012 or something like that. He was born in 2012. I apologize. But anyway, Jessica, she was given immunity, and they still said it was, they don't know what happened, still to this day.
And told me in 2016 it was highly unlikely baby DeOrr was kidnapped. There's one road in and one road out to the remote Timber Creek campground.
This is the actual road in and out of there. Run one road in, one road out. Very similar, you think of this road. This is out in the middle of nowhere. You think of Sebastian's case. It's a cul-de-sac. It's not as remote as this at all. And then, of course, Summer Wells, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere as well. And it is one way in, one way out. You can only get in all three of these cases one way in, one way out. That's it.
And if an animal or person had taken him, there would be evidence left behind, like DeOrr's boots that were too big for him. Bowerman believed they would have fallen off. But after days and weeks of searching, not a trace of DeOrr found at the campground.
Sheriff Bowerman, he said, I don't even know if DeOrr was up there at that campground.
Eventually I'll be able to prove a lot of these theories wrong. But
What do you mean by that?
that's just a theory that is wrong. My son was very...
Bowerman also told me Vernal DeOrr and Jessica couldn't keep their stories straight.
Were you changing your stories, and why?
I believe that a lot of it is like blocking things out. You're so emotional. You're trying to remember everything as they're asking you all these questions 1,000 times.
So this is Mom, and the stories has changed quite a bit. And she says, you're blocking things out, you're emotional, all of that. Sometimes people who block things out, still, I mean, not block things out, but, traumatic things happen. Well, they still, remember. It still really shouldn't change you know.
And being drained and not sleeping and, you know, everything all at once, you block things out or you forget.
It wasn't just Bowerman who thought the parents were hiding something. In November 2015, 4 months after baby DeOrr disappeared, the family began working with Philip Klein, a private investigator they hired out of Texas. After about 6 weeks on the job, Klein made his announcement.
And I was very clear. I said, look, you're not going to like what I have to say. And it was like, oh my God, these two people are suspects.
Are you lying?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I have nothing good to say about Klein in all reality, because he was there for the money. He didn't care about my son. The minute he got that money, he was, oh, it's the parents.
One thing that I find very interesting about this couple is allegedly, which there is audio to back it up, they no longer do any interviews, and they have been very, very quiet, specifically the mother here. At all. There was, I think, a family member who was helping in a documentary on DeOrr, and they kept texting her and leaving voicemails, and Vernal came over and started screaming, and then when he got in there to the room where they were recording the documentary, he's like, guys, it's not you, it's, you know, it's Jessica. She's, you know, just brings up stuff and all of that, you know, yada yada yada. No searching, and have been very quiet, and that is something that law enforcement has said time and time again, that brings a pause, because it's just not a normal behavior. It's just not a normal behavior. The mom raises the most red flags, in my opinion. Well, she got her tubes tied, and you know, she had 2 other kids. No, they've never found baby DeOrr. Never found baby DeOrr. And it's just been crickets.
Surprised by your reaction, really, because I mean, in not so much words, he essentially called you a murderer, Jessica.
Yeah. And that, I just think about the truth is going to come out. And, you know, like other people, they're going to.
Oh, we've heard that before, haven't we? Thank you so much, Serenity. Is this the one where the child was supposedly left with the grandfather for a short period of time while camping? Yes. That's it. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate your support. Can't do it without you, Chris Van. Last year, he took his drone. It was very... Yes. He was watching. Nobody. He was watching.
Eat their words, because I have nothing to hide.
Your name's destroyed, your life destroyed. And unfortunately, the minute he come out and said that he believes that my son is deceased, people stopped looking for him. They just automatically condemned him to being deceased, and condemned me and his mother as branded killers, as something we're not. And it was wrong. It really was. And then the social media thing just exploded it, and everybody has their conspiracy theories.
Vernal DeOrr says Klein accused them without any evidence of proof. His attorney tells me they've asked, but they say Klein has never provided them with one factual piece of evidence to back his claims. Klein is now off the case.
But why would he do this, though? Why would he, just so that he can solve the case? What is your belief on that?
It wasn't even to get solve the case. It was just to be able to be right in front of a... Yeah, it was just to be able to have more
media coverage.
So, again, with this case, guys, if someone's creating drama in chat, there's no need to respond. We don't. Anyway, they had a private investigator, and the private investigator thought that and was very, very public about it, that they are involved. Now, obviously they didn't take too kindly to that, and there was a lot of back and forth.
Coverage to be in front of a camera to try and get more clients for a business. It had nothing to do with finding my child.
Klein even said Jessica confessed to knowing where the body was.
Did you know where the body was? Were you going
Absolutely not.
This was Jessica's grandfather.
I'm pretty sure that I would have been arrested a long time ago if that's what I said.
It's one thing for...
Now, we've heard that before.
For business. It had nothing to do with finding my child.
Klein even said Jessica confessed to knowing where the body was.
Did you know where the body was? Were you going
Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure that I would have been arrested a long time ago if that's what I said.
It's one thing for a private investigator in Texas who you say is media hungry to name you as a suspect, to, as you say, kind of throw your name through the mud. But it's another to have a sitting sheriff call our newsroom and say, I am naming them as suspects. I think this is a case of homicide.
Well, that doesn't mean it's how it was. That was just, in his opinion, we were suspects.
Current Limhi County Sheriff Steve Penner does not call the parents suspects. And if they say they had nothing to do...
I don't know if this was... I don't know if he ever went camping or not, to be honest, troopers. I'm not sure he ever went camping, or if he did go camping, did something happen that night and it was a long night for him. I don't know. The coat he was wearing at the campground, allegedly. I don't know if they found his coat.
With baby DeOrr's disappearance? Then who did? After all, there were 2 more people on that camping trip, including Isaac Reinwand.
Do you think he had anything to do with your son's disappearance?
It's very interesting, isn't it?
I feel like, yes, he does. I felt it from...
Now, they all have ganged up on each other. Jessica and Vernal are now divorced. Grandpa is deceased. And the other guy, he's still around. Who, Melissa?
Day one.
Isaac's response next. What happened to baby DeOrr? The parents say the 2-year-old disappeared while camping near Leadore, Idaho in July 2015. That maybe he'd been kidnapped or an animal had gotten him.
Do they have pics of him camping? No. No photos. In fact, they stopped at like 3 places. And nobody saw baby DeOrr at all.
Retired Limhi County Sheriff Lynn Bowerman didn't buy it. He named the parents suspects in 2016. He said he believed Jessica and Vernal DeOrr know where their son is and whether he is dead or alive.
They could not pass the section on, do you know where DeOrr Kunz is at this time, and do you know what happened to him?
They failed their polygraphs, both of them. Not just failed their polygraphs, they failed miserably. They failed in the top 90-some%. So there's degrees on how you fail. You know, you can barely fail, right? Like the top 10%, the top, you know, or the 30%, they failed as about as flat of a fail as you can fail on those two questions. It does, misinformation. Those things, it really, it puts a strain. It really does. Multiple, yes, multiple tests. Like Chris Watts level, yeah.
Could not pass those two parts of the polygraph.
Jessica has said she believes Isaac Reinwand is to blame. Isaac and Jessica's grandfather, Bob Walton, were also on that camping trip. Isaac was Bob's friend. The parents say they didn't even know Isaac until that trip. They say Bob wanted him to come.
I felt it from day one. Just a lot of red flags have come up for me. And
What was it? Can you share that? What were the red flags?
he was gone longer than anybody else was from the campground. Didn't help us search at all for my son. Was drinking. Stayed in his tent the whole time people were searching. Factory resets on his phone 3 different times. Just odd things.
I have to ask, did you do something to DeOrr?
No.
Jessica says she and Vernal DeOrr walked away.
I don't think Vernal did anything personally. I think he is a little I think he's got some disabilities, and I think for whatever reason, I think they said they didn't know him, but I think like he might have been encouraged to go in some way or manner. Especially if something was planned. DeOrr has never been found either. Took 13 years for an arrest. Sure did.
From their campsite to go fishing at a nearby reservoir. She says they left baby DeOrr with Bob. Isaac was also there. But why would Isaac do something to DeOrr?
He was upset that my son was there. And the night that we got there on Thursday night, he said, "Why would you even bring a kid up here at 2.5?" And I said, "Because he's my son and he goes everywhere with us. Why would we not bring our child camping? He loves camping. It's not his first camping trip, So there was just a lot of things that did not add up to me. And I feel it in my gut that something...
Well, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because if he was upset about a child going, then why the hell would he go? I said Vernal. Sorry, I meant Isaac. Pardon me.
Is not right.
All I know is DeOrr was up there with us. We were camping. Next thing you know, I was gone. And there was 4.
Now, people that has investigators that has investigated Isaac, they say, Isaac, did you see him up there? And he'll be like, yeah, he's up there. He was up there. And you'll say, well, where did you see him? Oh, I don't know. He was playing around here. Like, I don't know if they've messed with his mind and he's just going along with it, or does he know more?
4 adults up there, and for some reason none of us know what went down. Somebody does, but I can't point fingers at somebody when I don't know.
Isaac says he was questioned by the FBI, Limhi County, and Bonneville County detectives. He also took a lie detector test, but wouldn't tell me if he passed or failed.
What do you think happened to baby DeOrr?
I have no idea. Maybe it was an accident or something. I don't know.
Do you think he's still alive?
I don't have a comment on that.
Do you think Jessica had anything to do with his disappearance?
Ooh, I'm not going to comment on that either.
Why not?
I just feel like I just want to stay neutral in this situation, I don't want to point fingers. I don't think it's nice or it's right.
Do you think Vernal DeOrr had anything to do with baby DeOrr's disappearance?
That's a very good comment, Trooper's mom. She said he was drinking. Maybe they wanted him to be drinking to be intoxicated. Very interesting.
I have no idea.
What about Bob?
Bob?
There was one other person at the campground, baby DeOrr's great-grandfather, Bob Walton. Bob died of cancer in June 2019. Trina Bates Clegg is Bob's daughter. And
Bob had dementia. He couldn't remember. He had a bunch of health problems. They said that they were going up here to take Grandpa Bob, because he used to go up here to live, to live out his fantasy of good times back when he used to go up there. So I don't know. The truth always comes out eventually. Well, it didn't come out on his deathbed. But he also had Alzheimer's, so that might be why.
Jessica's mom. She says a Bonneville County detective talked with Bob one last time, the day before he died, about what happened.
Did your dad talk about that day a lot?
Sometimes yes and sometimes no. He talked about it that, he just doesn't remember a lot. He remembers staring at the mountains and staring at the birds, and he remembers the baby playing in the dirt, and he remembers the baby getting candy, and he would say that all the time is, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that I took my eyes off of him. He felt really guilty because he was the last one to see.
It really is
DeOrr,
misinformation.
and my dad
it really is.
went to his grave. I'm very, very sorry for this, for taking his eye off that little boy.
I know that this needs to be solved. I know the parents need closure, and I know everybody just wants to know what happened. So, and I wish I could tell everybody exactly what went down completely, but I don't remember everything.
Bowerman never named Bob or Isaac a suspect. The current Lemhi County Sheriff Steve Pinner does not consider any of the four people a suspect.
Now,
instead,
you see how he just says, they just asked him a moment ago. They said, they asked him, do you think mom and dad did something? I'm not going to answer that. Ooh, I'm not going to answer that one either. But then he says the mom and dad need closure. I mean, if they did it, do they need closure? What does that mean? Doesn't make sense.
he calls them uncleared persons of interest. He told me, quote, "Other people have called them suspects, but I'm not committed to that theory. You can't just pursue one theory." Pinner has been the lead investigator on the case.
I think the sheriff has been more
since DeOrr Coon
outright.
Jr.
I'm going to show you
disappeared.
something here in a minute.
And after 4 years of searching, could there be a break in the case?
Just bear with me. I promise I'll be able to prove my and my son's mother's innocence and be able to give everybody answers soon enough.
Next, why baby DeOrr's parents seem...
Yes, Trishy, the fact that they left baby DeOrr with someone with dementia and a guy that they met the day before, to me, that screams a little crazy.
so confident the public will soon learn the truth.
We can't find him.
This is the
What's the address of your emergency? My 2-year-old son We can't find him.
In the days after 2-year-old DeOrr Coon Jr. disappeared from Timber Creek Campground in East Idaho, search and rescue, law enforcement, and dozens of volunteers scoured the area looking for any sign of him. They never found a thing.
They were hollering baby DeOrr.
Bobby Bird searched for 3 days. He's lived in nearby Leilani his whole life and knows these mountains well.
So you guys scoured, is it fair to say, every inch of this campground?
Definitely every inch of this right here for sure, multiple times. Walked clear up to the reservoir 5 feet apart, and down that way for a couple miles.
And no sign.
No. They had people diving in the water too.
Bobby says he never...
Yeah, people always do talk about mountain lions, Sam, but since 1915, there have only been, I think, 13 or 14 mountain lion attacks that have unalived someone in the United States and Canada combined. So it is highly, highly unlikely, in my opinion. Plus, you know, when a mountain lion attacks, it's a child's not going to be very quiet, and it is very gruesome as well, right?
Never talked with the parents or Isaac or Bob.
Oh, we got a new Pearl, y'all. Gizmo, welcome to the family. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Pearls look amazing on you. Your little kitty is so cute. I love seeing y'all's pets. Thank you so very much. Now, little DeOrr was wearing cowboy boots that was several sizes too big for him. And he walked out of them allegedly several times. A child that was roaming off on his own is not going to he would have been walked, like if a cat would have gotten him, those shoes would have came off instantly. Those boots would have came off instantly. He walked out of them all the time. So I don't believe he would have walked off. I don't believe the animals got him at all.
He remembers seeing them. He says they were told to stay back, away from the search.
What was the mood like that day? What was...
Kind of you could tell the parents were kind of scared, kind of a little bit, just kind of an off feeling. I mean, I see them on the side stand there watching and thanking everybody that come up, but I didn't really talk to them. Just seen them from a distance.
Baby DeOrr.
There is no cell phone service in this area, and the mother says miraculously she got service down the road or just in the area right there. And the dad says he went down the road and called 911 as well.
Or disappeared on a Friday. By Sunday, Bobby says law enforcement didn't ask for any more volunteers.
After the first day or two, we didn't see nothing. It just seemed off to me, kind of, the whole situation.
What do you mean?
Seemed off like if he was here for sure, because we scoured it enough and there were so many people.
That's all right, Bridget. Thank you so much for being here, honey. Really appreciate you.
So kind of as the hours and the days went on, you started getting skeptical?
Started of the story that was told a little bit.
The parents, Jessica Mitchell and Vernal DeOrr Kunz, said maybe an animal had gotten to him.
I've seen bear.
You have?
I have seen bear just right up here on multiple different occasions.
So is there a chance then?
I guess there's a chance, but with loose cowboy boots and stuff, if a bear was carrying, I don't see how shoes and stuff would stay on.
Yeah, I don't see that as well either. The 911 operator can hear the other parent in the background, though, right? I thought I heard that.
The parents also
Don't
thought baby
know.
DeOrr could have been kidnapped. Law enforcement has said that's highly unlikely given the remoteness of the campground. There's only one road in and out.
Mama
You know how rough
OG.
the road is coming up here, and you can hear trucks coming from bouncing and stuff. If the family was right here, and I would think you'd hear
Coyotes
somebody
will
coming.
get you.
This was
Coyotes
their
will get ya.
campsite. This is where little baby DeOrr was reportedly last playing around, where he was last seen, where he was last sleeping.
Watch
Their
this.
campfire pit was right there. Their tents were probably set over there next to those trees.
Night,
And this was
Quincy.
their picnic table. Do you go back to that campground often?
I try to go up there at least once a year. I absolutely hate it up there, but at the same time, it makes me feel closer to my son.
Vernal DeOrr just went to the campground in mid-June 2019 with North Carolina-based private investigator David Marshburn. He'd asked David and the Search for Me Foundation to get involved. After 4 years, could there finally be some answers?
I'm pretty confident we feel we have got what we need.
David says his cadaver dogs made a
Never
hard
found boot.
alert
Never
on a
found the boot.
specific area of the campground. He says they detected a scent indicating the presence of a body or remains.
That later, from what I understand, people went up there and they would dump ashes in the water, their loved ones' ashes, because it's a very serene place and it's very, no, they never found DeOrr.
I believe
Not yet.
the way that my dogs acted, that when they hit the water, they could sense it and then went to it.
Remember,
Can we
that's someone's
100%
ashes.
say it's DeOrr? No. Can we say it's an Indian from way back? No. We don't know what's 100% there. We just know the confidence in our dogs that there's human remains of some sort.
What was your emotional reaction to that news?
It was a lot of hope, like maybe this is it. Maybe we're getting answers. You know, we waited so long, and it would just, that's the hardest part about all this, is not knowing if he's alive or if he's gone. And I need to grieve and mourn the loss of my son. But I had every emotion, like anxiety, sadness. I cried. I was hopeful that we were going to get some sort of answer. This is the start of some closure.
If David and his amazing team are correct, it's not the answer I want, but it is an answer. I can at least lay my...
So that's Dad. Maybe they weighed him down. They that stream, they went on their hands and knees and checked out the stream. Nothing at all. Oh, a fatal paper cut. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much for gifting a pearl necklace. Oh, thank you, my dear. Really appreciate that. If you received a pearl necklace, make sure you give our sweet and fatal paper cut a big thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Why would you need to grieve your son if you don't know if your son is dead? Tony, do you have any breaking news today? Anything?
My son to rest, which is what he needs. He needs to be found. We need the answers. A lot of people would think that it would be just your heart would sink, and it's honestly, it is a form of hope, because again, like I said, it is not the answer I want, but it is an answer. And after 4 years, an answer is better than nothing.
If there is finally an answer, what is it about this time? This search with David and his dogs, when others scoured the area and didn't find a thing.
Well, I wouldn't say they didn't. I believe some of them did. Based off of information, talking, some dogs did.
Still hang up the flyers. I still do what I have to do. It's the only thing I have left to do. There's no other options we have.
Vernal DeOrr says they used to get a lot of tips and calls of possible sightings, but after 4 years, not so much anymore. He blames Philip Klein, a Texas private investigator.
Someone told you today, some creator said that NH that someone was about to crack? That would be news to me. I hope someone's about to crack, but not that I'm aware of. Canadian Cookie, thank you, darling. Really appreciate you, my love. Thank you. If you receive that, make sure you thank our sweet Canadian Cookie. That is very, very sweet of you, my love. 1 second here. Okay. Now, I'm going to show y'all some stuff here. Uh-oh, PJ, thank you, love. Really do appreciate that. My thing just froze. There we go. Got it fixed. Thank you, darling. If you receive that, make sure you give our sweet PJ a big, big thank you.
You asked to remember off the top of my head. I think it's a Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying, and I had asked him. I said, "Hey, you got to have a punishment for this." And drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
Year?
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021. I think.
So you're
20. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021. I think.
Thank you, Canadian and PJ. Very sweet of you, my loves. I'm trying to look back on my history to say who said it. First, you've seen this one. Oh, maybe I got. You never know. You never know. You never ever know. Prayers for Grace and Smiley as the days are still difficult. Absolutely. Absolutely. We sent Grace a little arrangement of Peace Lily the other day. So on behalf of the channel, camel fleas, damn camel fleas. All right, so there is a website. It's called justiceforbabyDeOrr.com. You can go here and it's got summer, and all different types of missing children. Sorry, it went to a new page. I need to. Am I going to get a camel next? Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. You never know. Listen, if I had a farm, oh my God, I would look like Noah's Ark. I would look like Noah's Ark. Aren't animals better than a lot of humans, don't you think? Okay. There's a lot of discrepancies, and on here, Vernal, he mentions that DeOrr was playing around his truck, and he went over there and he was like around a lug, like around the lug nut or something. And this one is what was Vernal doing with the baby by the truck for 20 minutes while supposed to be fishing? Jess and Isaac later admit that Vernal was not with them at the creek like originally said. Why was there only a total of 2 diapers found or even described during the 14 hours mentioned? Why was Isaac factory reset his phone 3 times the day DeOrr was reported missing? Why many stories about Isaac's placement during the search? Why is DeOrr's blanket mentioned being in multiple places at once? And that's something that Jessica would carry around with her. Fishing seems to be a lot of scripts. Can be. I love donkeys, but we deal with enough asses. But about oh, okay. What's this? Oh God. Guys, we got some breaking news here. Bear with me as I pull it up. TBI issues endangered child alert out of Nashville for toddler infant. Here is the photo 2 minutes ago. Nashville, Tennessee, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an endangered child alert Wednesday evening on behalf of the Metro Nashville Police Department for a toddler and infant believed to be with a non-custodial parent. According to TBI, 1-year-old Rico Delk and 3-month-old Elijah Delk both have brown hair and brown eyes. Here is the little cutie. Hope they're okay. God, pray that they're okay. And here is the babies. Yep, Tennessee. I'm telling you, I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. Something is in the water in Tennessee. That's all I can say. And it's been in the water for about the past 5 years. This is the second endangered child alert today that I know about in Tennessee. Officials said both boys are believed to be with non-custodial mother, 39-year-old Sarah Myers, who is described as 5 feet 5 inches tall, 165 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. Authorities reported they may be traveling in a 1997 town car with Tennessee tag BDL 2290. They should have, oh, they did. A cream 1997 town car. Let's see if I can find what that would look like. Here is the mother, non-custodial mother. Yeah, something's in Tennessee. Yep, she's apparently running with them. This is, I think that car would be pretty easy to spot. It's an old car. Yes. That would stand out. A big box. Yes. Right. It's a non-custodial, not a stranger. Should be easy to spot them, you would think. If you know anything about where Rico, Elijah, or Myers might be, you are asked to call the MNPD at 615-862-8600, 615-862-8600, or you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND, 1-800-TBI-FIND. Again, 1997 Lincoln Cream Town Car. This is an actual photo of the vehicle. This is the mother or the non-custodial. Here is the baby. This is little Elijah Delk. And then here's Rico Delk. Her kids are that young and not in her custody. Amen. Always late. Amen. They will find her, I'm sure, if it's a non-custodial thing. Yeah, they usually find them pretty quick. Usually. But, stranger things, they are beautiful babies, aren't they? Beautiful babies. I hope people are getting Amber Alerts. This is not an Amber Alert. It's an endangered child alert because it's non-custodial. So that's probably why. I wonder if that's her right there. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her. Just beautiful kids. No alert at all. It's only on X. Okay. I'm buffering? No. Wonder why she doesn't have her kids. She doesn't look messed up. It can change real quick. Real quick. Nothing. No scent that I'm aware of the dogs as well. They just shared on my Facebook page. Thank you so much, troopers. Appreciate you sharing that. Okay, not buffering. Okay. And Mandy says, make sure you smooch that thumbs up. I appreciate that, Mandy, for saying that. Smooch it. No buffering. Okay. All right. So thank you for being 557, hitting that thumbs up. But there's a lot in this case. Let's see here. The advocate for DeOrr, the owner of this website, and others persons are currently being sued by DeOrr's father, Vernal Kunz, for slander and emotional damage. While things may be slow via social media, the case is still moving in the background, and we encourage all to share DeOrr's face with all you know to keep his case alive for all to know about. Vernal is allegedly suing creators. I'll just say creators or people of a website who doesn't like what they say. And I mean, I don't see any slander in this personally. I have not yet, CB. I'll make the live that I did yesterday available here in a little bit for sure. Hello, Donna. Good to see you. Makes you want to, yeah, it really does. It really does. And I mean, the things that I just see them saying is just the facts of the case. And I mean, they obviously say their opinion. Vernal is the father of DeOrr. And I see, in my opinion, I see a lot of the way they speak, Mr. Foote and Mr. Vernal. They try to speak very with authority, if you get what I mean. Let me show you, for example, here. For example, here is brash but respectful. Right.
Child.
He just lit up an entire room.
1 second.
He was left with a trusted adult, and when I come back, my son was gone.
It's the third night an Idaho Falls family is spending without their son.
In the bizarre case of a 2-year-old boy who mysteriously vanishes at an Idaho campground.
We haven't found a thread.
A lot of sleepless nights.
The parents didn't ensure that someone was watching the little boy when they walked away.
There was a man who was obsessively staring at that little boy.
If anyone has him, take him somewhere and just drop him off.
I'm still, no matter what, I can't prove it. I can't prove that.
Why did you decide to leave?
Originally, I had no intentions of it. My father has really bad COPD, and I have family in another area that has a lot better elevation, that is a lot better. The heat helped him breathe. So I just decided to help. I'll come help you move, get you situated and settled. And then I come across a good job. Met a good family that provided me with a good job, and I stayed. I agreed to it because I didn't know what else to do.
Now, I just kind of get a little bit of the same vibe. I don't know about you, but I get a little bit of the same vibe with he sounds very controlling. He wants to control every conversation. It's too much. Yeah. Yes. That's the feeling I get. Hey, Lakeside.
You know, so I just stayed, and it's not like it helps anything. It's not like it puts a smile on your face, but you're not constantly being stared at. You're not constantly being reminded of what people think of you wrongfully.
People have been critical of some of your recent personal decisions. What do you have to say to them?
I'm trying to pick up the pieces of my life the best that I can. I found happiness in somebody that is there for me, that supports me, that supports, me through the hardest time in my life and stands by me throughout all this and doesn't ever question, did you have something to do?
He was watching last night. I don't think he chatted last night, but he was definitely watching last night. I got a source on that.
Do with this.
If her husband was able to give her a happiness and a joy, who am I to stop that? I just wanted everybody happy. That's how I've always been my whole life. I want people happy. And if Jessica's happy, there won't be a single problem out of me. There won't be a single complaint out of me.
People say, oh, she shouldn't have been out dating and this and this and this. It wasn't like I went out and that's what my intentions were. It was, we met, we clicked, and we fell in love. So it is what it is. You can't control that kind of stuff. You can't control when it happens.
And murderers, they tell me their lives have drastically changed. They split up, she remarried, and he left the state. All decisions that have been highly criticized. Tonight, they want to address the allegations investigators and the public has made against them.
And I will look you straight in the eyes and I will tell you, she knows where that body is.
Philip Klein claims that you know where baby DeOrr is, that you're hiding this. Is that what you told him?
Absolutely not. Never once did I say that. He asked me where I thought my son was, and
he claims, this investigator claims that she said she knew where baby DeOrr was at one time. And they even offered to send her to Texas or another state. So she would even be away from law enforcement. They have offered them deals. Still nothing to this day.
And I said, I don't know. The last place that I saw my son was in those mountains. So it's hard for me to think of where else he could be, because that is the last place I saw him.
Would you like proof of where you said that?
Yeah. I feel like, people ask for proof on all the stuff that he says, but can he provide it? No. So it's just, he's blowing smoke.
Despite the fact that you're not together, do you still believe in Vernal's innocence?
Yeah. I I believe in both of our innocence because he was with me that whole time. The longest he was out of my sight
I personally don't believe either one of them.
was when he went up the embankment to go get our son. So, and that was maybe 5 minutes. So I have no doubt in my mind that he had nothing to do with it, regardless of our relationship or anything like that. I stand by the truth of it.
Well, actually, EMF, these are old interviews. These are old interviews. I don't think they've spoken in a long time, and they've rejected allegedly a lot of interviews, and
he was there with me.
In my opinion, yeah, she is innocent. She was with me. And I know in my heart, everybody comes up to me, do the right thing. Tell the truth. I've told the truth. I have told the truth and told the truth. And I'm still, no matter what, I can't prove it. I can't prove that.
Why did you decide to leave?
Originally, I had no intentions of it. My father has really bad COPD, and I have family in another area that is a lot.
Aw, thank you so much, Lakeside Lawyer. Really do appreciate that, darling. Very kind of you, my dear. Kisses and love. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate your support, Lakeside. Very sweet of you. I almost said a nasty thing about an investigator who also says things with no proof. Oh, damn.
A lot better elevation. That is a lot better. The heat helped him breathe. So I just decided to help. I'll come help you move. Get you situated.
Seems like a lot of these parents end up moving. Huh. The polygraph, they failed a lot of polygraphs and up in the 90-some%. Did you get my email about Layla? I will check. 1 second here.
Texas private investigator Philip Klein took DeOrr's case in November of 2015.
And this family fired our team, fired us, just in the written, you're fired. Because we came to them in a family meeting and sat down, I would say there was 12 to 14 people, and sat them down and said, this is where we have, this is where we're going. Here's the evidence, guys.
But that didn't stop his firm. Klein's team conducted a search at the campground in June. He says the parents' timeline does not add up.
I'll give you one example. Jessica says she's down here fishing with a fishing pole, looking for fish, looking for tadpoles, or whatever she says she's looking for, and looks back and sees the baby walking up. But yet we put an investigator down there. We do a camera angle shot with a distance study shot. You can't see that child. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. Even all the way down to where's the fish? I mean, we've walked this thing. Where's the fish?
I wondered that too. I'm like, where the hell's the fish in that little stream? They said there was, they caught like 4 or 5 fish right there in that little stream. I'm like, is there fish big enough? It just seems weird to me. I don't know about you, it just seems weird to me. Guppies. Good evening, R. Taylor. Good evening. 2-year-olds are still very much babies. Like my 2-year-old son isn't going to walk and walk and walk. He barely learned. Right. Maybe a tadpole or a minnow. There's that.
The water's moving too fast. There's no fish. The dog did hit. I'm not going to say it didn't. It did hit. But it didn't hit in the area that Vernal described to us. But then again, you go back to Vernal. Nothing that comes out of Vernal's mouth is the truth. Nothing.
The investigator and his team believe there is no way DeOrr is alive.
There's so much evidence at this point that points towards anything but an abduction, anything but an animal running away with this child.
Klein says he wishes someone is able to provide him credible evidence that proves his theory of homicide wrong.
Give me someone besides Isaac that says he's alive. Give me one person, just one person tell me that they saw that baby sometime Thursday or Friday. Not one person has told me that they've seen that baby on Thursday or Friday. Not one, not one.
So Isaac can place him here.
Isaac says he was here.
Listen.
But when you pin Isaac down on that comment and you talk to him, say, Isaac, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I saw him. Where'd you see him? Well, just around the camp. The question is Isaac mentally capable of understanding of what's going on? I think so. But is Isaac not telling us that one portion?
He says Isaac is mostly telling the truth. But as for the other three,
why don't you just tell us the truth?
Now, the other three are related.
If something happened to that child, why don't you just tell us? And that's why we're to the point now. If they're not willing to confess to an accident and they got scared and buried the child, what's the alternative to that?
Homicide.
Intentional homicide.
So, there's that. Thank you, Ditto 55. You love me. You really, really love me. Thank you, love. Really appreciate that very, very much. There is just a lot. He used the H word again. What was the H word? H word. I'll read it to you what it was on X. For those of y'all just coming in. It states, At Night Intelligence Agency, At Night has initiated dialogues with various divisions of the FBI, specifically those in Tulsa, Tampa, Philly, New Haven, and Jackson, Mississippi. We are fully cooperating with the FBI concerning the serious threats and doxing we have encountered. The actors involved have escalated their actions, making severe threats and engaging in multiple overt acts that pose significant risk. This situation has compelled At Night, in conjunction with legal representatives across Philly, New Haven, Connecticut, Florida, LA, New York, Washington, D.C., multiple regions in Virginia, Boston, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin, Texas, to formally request intervention from federal law enforcement agencies. We held several conferences calls with various agencies this morning. We seek to address these threats with the utmost urgency and authority the law allows. At Night will pursue these bad actors both civilly and criminally. The threats and actions have amplified over the past 72 hours, and now we will respond accordingly in multiple states. So there's that. That is At Night Intelligence Agency. Yep. It's a bunch of craziness, isn't it, going on? Where was that? Let me see where that went. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. What happened to my computer? I've never looked at their website. Let's look at their website. What? Guys, hold on. I have to reboot. 1 second. I apologize. God. Sorry. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Thank you so much. Really. Oh my God. What? 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 Maui's son? I've never been gifted to. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you, Maui. Very, very, very generous. That is so sweet. I cannot thank you enough, my friend. That is very kind of you. Wow. Um, wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot,
one-
to Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Maui's being Oprah there. Yes. You get a pearl. You get a pearl. You get a pearl. You get a pearl. Beep, beep, mother chickens. That's amazing. Thank you, Maui. That is so sweet. That is very generous. I don't know what to say when people do stuff like that. I just don't know what to say. So that's very, very kind of you, my dear. Thank you so, so very much. Let's go to Maui. I've been to Maui. I've been to Maui, and Maui is amazing.
Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Attack cat! Attack cat! Attack cat! Attack cat!
Oh my God. That is so amazing. Thank you so much, Maui. That's amazing. That's very sweet. I don't think I've ever had anyone gift 50 pearl necklaces. Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh, thank you, Angel. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know what to say when people do that. So, yeah, I've been waiting for that all day. The pet cat or the Maui's your favorite place? Honolulu. I like Maui's nice. Maui's very nice. If you want more calm. But personally, I like Honolulu, Oahu rather. I don't know if I don't know, but I maybe I like Maui more. I don't know. Justin, can you adopt me? You've been to so many cool places. Well, of course I can adopt you. But I have been a lot of places. I've been a lot of places. Oh, Spirit. You're a sweetheart. That's very kind. You've been to Oahu. Oahu it's got the city. You know what I like, and you know what my favorite thing in Hawaii is? Uh, my favorite. No, wait. I think Ben did gift me once 50. Yes, he did. He did. Now that you say that, I think Ben did gift me 50 one time. But the shrimp trucks in Hawaii. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's so amazing. The shrimp trucks. Swim trucks are amazing. If you ever go to Hawaii, make sure you go to the shrimp trucks. So I wanted to show y'all this. Someone sent this to me. Is Ben George real? I'm being serious. Of course, Ben George is real. I've spoke to Ben George. I have seen Ben George. Ben George is a real person. I promise you that. And he's a good person as well. Yes, shrimp trucks. And I like it. I like the spicy shrimp, and it's fresh shrimp, and it's got like spice to it, and it's on a bed of rice. Oh my god. His forehead is at least real. What does that mean? Yes, you are, Gypsy. Paper cut, you're funny. Let me show you this right here. This is a missing child. Adeline Morels, 14. I think it's pronounced Paris, California. 14-year-old Adeline Morales has been missing since October 14th. 9 days, y'all. 9 days. She was last seen in the Paris, California area with a reported sighting in pronouncing it right, Menifee, possibly in the company of an alleged adult male. Adeline is 5 foot tall, weighs 100 pounds, and was last seen wearing an unknown outfit. Authorities and her family are concerned for her safety. Riverside County Sheriff, 951-210-1000. 951-210-1000. If you live around this area, please share this, or please share this, period. You've been through Paris, California. I had a cup of noodles tonight. That works. Thank our dear, sweet Maui sun for being bright in here and being so generous. Yes, California. Justin, do you think Leilani's trial will take another week? No. I think when it comes to Leilani's case, I think they will deliberate no more than probably 3 hours, in my opinion. She did, Heather. She sure did. Yes. It's a sad world. Of course, black skies, of course. Paris is where Harris Ranch is and is a major stopping point for pit stops when moving through California. Trucks, cars. Oh, that's scary. Regina, thank you so much. Welcome back. And may I say, pearls look amazing on you. Welcome. And to the 50 that just joined, thanks to Maui's. Can someone drop the membership link, please? Of course. Yep. So tomorrow they'll give the closing arguments. And do I pronounce it Aria? Am I saying it right, Heather? Aria? Or Aria? Aria? Am I saying it right? That little Quentin, I know. Urea? Is that it? Defense doesn't call any witnesses. I mean, what are they going to call? What are they going to call? Am I saying it right, Heather? Just don't want to jack it up. Urea. Yeah, they didn't call anything. Hi, Urea. Hi. Hope I said your name right. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hold on, Justin. I'm getting some ice over here so that way I can be part of the Pearl family. Getting some ice. What's ice? Yeah. I think they gave Billy Joe. I wonder if they gave her a deal. I knew BJ wasn't going to be on the stand and she didn't attend any day. I'm sure it was rough for her. Yeah. But I think I think they might have given her a deal. Leilani went up to the stand and said she did not want to take the stand and she was all that. So she spoke a little bit. She seemed really happy. Seemed very, very happy with whatever was going on. It's crazy. I'm sure BJ was given a deal. Yeah. I mean, I would think so because, I mean, how the hell could she? Because think about this. Think about this. How would they not mention Billy Joe during that trial? They didn't mention her at all. Billy Joe was the one who had the temporary custody. So my question is, how would that not be into play if she didn't take a deal? No, she's not going to testify. Testifying is done. No one. Billy Joe didn't testify. The only family member that testified, what I could say that was the brother. That's it. That's it. That was it. She should have not left Q with, I mean, I agree. Yeah, Paul, that's it. Why did she leave him with her? I don't know. So I think for whatever reason, she had to make a deal. Now, remember, Billy Joe was arrested for something, but I don't remember what it was. Does anyone remember what she was arrested for? Yes, please, in my opinion, or allegedly, please. If you ask me, I think that Billy Joe or the court should put a restraining order on those kids from Leilani. Just a thought. Billy Joe, she doesn't have the kids. Contempt of court. Yes, tomorrow is closing arguments and they will go deliberate. And I think tomorrow's Thursday. I think at the very latest, we will have a verdict Friday. Because those jurors, I bet you anything, they don't want to come back Monday. I think they are done. Yummy, Gypsy. I can't imagine that no one in the house ever saw abuse. There's a lot of pictures with bruises on those kids. She mouthed to Paul, "Love you," when he walked out. She did? What? I did not know that. I must have missed that part. Oh my God. You know, the judge or the state, they told the judge, she's making faces and all that stuff. And the judge got on her, but then she's been doing it over and over and over again. And apparently she said, "Love you," allegedly to Paul, her ex. Why the hell did they must be talking? Otherwise, why would she say love you? Yep. Oh, Paula, brother. I'm thinking of her ex. Sorry. Damn. Sorry. Sorry, I'm thinking. Now, I've spoken to one of her exes. I see you and I did. I did an interview with him. Actually, it's on my Justin for All. Not Paul. No. It wasn't Danny either that I did the interview with. It was, I can't remember which ex that I did the interview with. Nope, not Bubba. The other one. Cody. Yep. God, it's been so long. I don't get the snacks in court. I don't either. I tell you something. If there was ever such a thing called secondhand embarrassment, I had secondhand embarrassment for that girl. But I was also kind of loving it. Nicole, I'll be honest with you. I think, in my opinion, Billy Joe was once a young Leilani. I think she was probably very similar to Leilani. And I think Leilani probably grew up when they were younger. She grew up, I think Billy Joe was probably the same, very similar. Because she likes, allegedly, the Coca-Cola. And you can see that clearly in the interviews. Let me pull up one of those. Let's see here. See if I can find it. Let's see here. News interview. I want to see that interview of, not interview, but I want to see that where she was on the court, where she was taking the stand in court several months ago. Let me see here. Billy Joe Howell, Quentin Simon. Here it is. WTOC. Tina, thank you, darling. Welcome to the Pearl family. Pearls look amazing on you, darling. Really appreciate you. Let me drop this link down in chat or in the description, please. Oops. Something went wrong. 1 second. I need to exit out some of this. Bear with me. Okay. Sorry, I have to redo all this since I had to restart. Link will be provided in the description. All right, here we go.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quentin Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI remains, and tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she
I'll never forget this reporter.
first reported Quentin missing, to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quentin. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quentin's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks.
Doesn't this look like, what house is it? I can't think of the house name. Damn, what's that house name? It's like the haunted house or whatever. I'll think of it in a second. I'm back from vacation, Sleuth and Mama. We missed you. Amityville, yes.
Since Quentin disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
You hear us out there? Now, Leilani's got the Coca-Cola jaw right here.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
What does that mean? If I am involved, you know you're involved or not. You know you're involved or not.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quentin and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable. You wake up.
It's not. It's not. The only anger you had, Leilani, was when you beat your child to death. Shame on you. tried to say she told her she didn't remember what happened if she did something because she said it gets so mad she blacks out. She said she gets so mad she... Yeah, Billy Joe, I've got the text where she said to somebody, Leilani did it, but doesn't remember doing it. Yep, in the backyard, partying it up. They even came out to the front yard.
Every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case
No
and
fake.
haven't said why they believe Quentin is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new...
I mean, those of us that was outside, we got hell. I mean, we got hell for being out there. Well, we were right.
information about the case from watching the news, and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found.
We'll tell your daughter, the spawn of Satan, right there, to not throw him in beat him and throw him in a dumpster. And less than 12 hours later, he's in a landfill. That the court just saw pictures. God, it makes my heart flutter.
Happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us.
Holding us. Not, I want to hold my baby again. Holding us.
That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they are hoping that, you know, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior, but it's not.
I think at this moment, when Billy Joe turns her head, she is just like, what the fuck? Pardon my French. But I think at that moment, it was just like, she knew. She knew. She knew. And in my opinion, she still does know. Was there not found a little DeOrr shoe in the rocks? Nope, that's a different case. Cinderella, that's a different case. That was a case in Oregon, I believe.
That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe that Quentin was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
They knew, and they still blamed Danny. Those that were close to Leilani and Billy Joe, in my opinion, they manipulated the people that was even close to them in believing that that Danny was involved. And we've got proof that was shown that there was no way he was involved at all. Blaming Danny and Bubba. Just beyond. These are your actions. Your actions, girl. This is sad.
Yes. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
This one got me. Listen to this. This is the girl that found Quentin in the landfill. It's really short. I want you to watch this.
Right. And so the state may call its next witness.
Sophia Zerke.
This girl went out of this courtroom sobbing, and one of the prosecutors went to the bathroom and was consoling this beautiful lady who found such a horrible tragedy. But she and all of the people at that landfill were the ones that are a big factor in why we will get justice for Quentin Simon.
Face the clerk and raise your right hand. The evidence shall give the court and jury and trial decision should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
This way, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Sophia Zerke.
That is the last name that I'm going to have to ask you to spell.
Zurkee.
And I take.
Michael on.
Thank you. I take it you're a Chatham County police officer?
I guarantee it.
How long
Guarantee
have
it.
you been with the Chatham County Police?
I have been with the Chatham County Police Department since September of 2021.
Did you work
It's
at any
beautiful,
other
too.
police departments prior to joining the Chatham County Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Where was that?
Love
The
you,
Central
Sam.
County Sheriff's Office in Kansas.
How'd you end up coming here from Kansas?
I moved here being in law enforcement. It's a very stressful job. So Georgia offers a lot to do outside of work, the ocean, the beach. So it's very beautiful here.
Now you're here today because you're the first person to find a piece of Quentin, right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
She's already, you can see it.
I'd
in
like
the-
to show you slide 8 from State's Exhibit 3.
Look
which
at
has
that.
already been
Look at her. Look at her.
admitted from
Look at
State's
that.
Slide
Look at her
8
face.
from State's Exhibit 3,
Ugh.
which has already been admitted into evidence. This has been introduced and admitted into evidence as a still frame from Sergeant Stewart's body-worn camera from the initial response to 535 Buckhalter Road on October
Welcome, Lake
5th.
Pond.
Is that you there?
Yes, sir, it is.
Was this your beat that you were patrolling that day or no?
It was not. I was in beat 8 that day. This is considered beat 7.
And how did you end up there?
When there's a missing child, time is of the essence. So it's all hands on deck at that point. So I went over to assist with the search.
And on this day, were you involved in canvassing the neighborhood or the woods or something like that, looking for Quentin?
Molly.
Yes, sir.
So is it fair to say that you started looking for Quentin initially on October
Exactly,
5th,
Diana.
Yes, sir.
day 1? Later, did you become involved in the search of the landfill?
Yes, sir.
How did you become involved in that?
I asked to be a volunteer to help.
Had you heard? I mean, I presume you had heard that this was a thing that was about to start happening.
Correct.
This was a voluntary job. Voluntary. FYI.
How did you hear about it?
Our department.
And were they soliciting like department wide for volunteers or what?
I can't recall on that. I just know they asked us to be some extra hands to help.
And you volunteered, you say?
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Being one of the first on scene. I wanted to see it through and to help in any way that I could.
And going forward from that, were you involved as a searcher at the landfill?
Yes, sir.
What day did you start on? Not necessarily the day, but like, was it the first day of the landfill search?
Yes, I was there for the first day.
And were you involved throughout?
Yes.
Was there any day that search operation was going on that you weren't there?
No, sir.
Could you have gotten out of it at some point if you had wanted to?
Yes.
What was that like doing that for, I don't know, 5 weeks or whatever it was?
What?
It was a lot. It was mentally, emotionally, and physically draining every single day.
Now, I'd like to draw your attention to November 18, 2022, the day that Nick Quinton was found out there. What do you remember about the morning?
From what I can recall, it was like every other morning it started out. We have a briefing, kind of talk about how the day is going to go. We get ready when we start searching. Would you like me to kind of go through, our attire?
He's the best
more
of
specific
humanity.
in that aspect?
He really is.
No, we've had that with a previous
Okay.
witness. So I guess let me ask you this. In the morning, was it a normal day?
Yes, sir.
What do you remember about the point where it became not a normal day?
I was just breaking through the garbage, and then I had observed a white small object could fit in the palm of my hand. It looked like bone to me. So I remember seeing my Lieutenant Foster, because they were all on the side, and contacting him, and they came over and removed it.
I'd like to approach with what's been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 77.
And 77 has been admitted. Is that correct?
It has, Judge.
Okay.
That was the one. Can you look through here and tell me if you recognize the object that you're describing?
Yes, I do.
Is that it on the first page there?
Yes, sir.
Can you pull this out and display it to the jury, please?
Yes, this is the object that I was talking about.
What do you remember happening from there?
I just remember notifying my lieutenant and then coming over and collecting it.
And then after that?
We continued to search.
And did you yourself find any more items of note?
I don't recall, because really any items that we found that we thought were potentially bones, we would put in the buckets for them to collect and to get tested. So whether or not specifically I found any other items that were tested.
It's a difficult thing for you to
Right.
answer, right? Let me ask you this. After having been out there for weeks, going through line after line, tell me what it felt like to see that little piece of Quentin's skull and pick it up.
He's
and
not a
realize what it
mother.
was.
He's a mother chicken.
It was heartbreaking.
Was it rewarding also? I have no further questions, Ryan.
Think.
I don't have any questions, Judge.
Look at her.
Maybe if I can close the door.
Watch her. She's gonna squeeze out a tear.
Okay. And so at this point,
Squeeze
Mr.
out one.
Dean, does the state have another witness to call today?
One moment, please, Your Honor.
Watch her look at the jury.
Not today, Your Honor.
Thank you. And With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have an early day.
Love the judge. Love her. She's amazing. She's amazing. You got caught, Leilani, because of good people helping Quentin. Do you think they will put Elle on stand? Nope. She said she was not going to testify. Thank you, Carla. And she has made it clear she's not going to testify. They rested today. The jury, or not the jury, the defense, the prosecution defense did not have any witnesses at all. I think she cried because her attorney probably said, well, you effed up now. Right, Brenda? Oh, let me tell you something. There's nothing more than I would love to see her get on the stand. Okay, here's okay. Y'all need to see this. 3 minutes. Look at this. This is Leilani on the stand today when she said she wasn't going to testify.
The evidence you shall give the court on the issue pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Ms. Simon, just have a seat on the witness
No.
stand, please. Okay. All right.
You want me to do it?
I'm going to start out with Ms. Simon. Ms.
She's
Simon,
very
please
happy.
state your full name.
Leilani Murray Simon.
Okay. And you're doing the right thing, just talking to the microphone so the court reporter can get it. I think you've heard me give that instruction a couple of times.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you understand that you have a right to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
And that if you want to testify, no one can prevent you from doing so?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that no one can make you testify? No one can compel you to testify. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have the right not to testify if you don't want to. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you understand that not your lawyer, but you personally are the one who decides whether or not you will testify?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you do not testify, that upon proper request by you, the court will instruct the jury that your decision cannot be used against you?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, the court will instruct if you decide not to testify. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that if you choose to testify, you will be examined by your counsel and cross-examined by the assistant district attorneys in AUSA?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you feel a need to have any additional time to consider whether or not you will testify?
I've been given plenty of time by my attorneys, notified weeks ago
All right.
about this.
Do you need any time to talk with him in private about this?
No, ma'am.
And so do you personally wish to testify or not?
I do not.
And with that, I find that the defendant, Leilani Simon, has decided not to testify with a complete understanding of her rights.
Yes,
Before you step off the stand, are there any further questions?
Just to follow up. Is anyone forcing you to not testify or to testify?
No, sir.
Your choice is made freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And you've had adequate time to speak with me and Mr. Person about your choice, correct?
Plenty of time.
Okay. Just have to make sure. All right. And that's the only questions I had, Judge.
All right. Ms. Simon, you may step down.
Thank you.
It's a good word. Slug.
Ask you about
Yeah. Just unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable. The nerve. The nerve. Had plenty of time. Like, it's so funny. Beat your child in the head. Hold on, what the hell's that? 1 second. Hold on. What is this? Someone sent this to me. Anonymous participant, does this video of the creeper at Hong's residence have a date? I wonder if it occurred before or after this court date. Do we have a name for this man sitting behind Chris? The female beside him is suspect as she's wearing sunglasses. I wish those of us in court that day had known to pay more attention to his crew that day. At the time, I had never heard of barbecue something Granny and QB. I had no idea that they existed. We're there to support them. We're there to support them in court or what they had done to Terry Lynn that day before. I recognize Clue. She lied about me on her live that day by reporting I was recording for BHB on my phone. Tried to sneak out and got my phone confiscated by the judge, none of which were true. I was also thrown into other panel discussions with Terry Lynn and accused of planting evidence, including the stained mattress pad behind Worsham's and a black sweatshirt. I did not respond in order to not add fuel to the fire, giving them the energy that I don't have. Let me state for the record, it would never occur to me to plant evidence. My brain would never go there. My heart would never allow me, even if my brain did. On top of that, I had never spoken to Seth at the time when I found those. What's scary to me now is I am learning the one of the, I don't know what that word is, was connected, it's too blurry, to the family in question. I gave the black sweater and knife that I found behind Worsham's to Heather Cohen after police would have taken them. She ghosted me after that, dropped out of the case, and told me after I relentlessly reached out about it that she gave them to the people in charge and they trashed. If that is true, the family was connected to her, not Seth, but the others. Did they have her dispose of those items? The stained mattress, I gave it to Charlie to hold for me until I could get a AS to check on the possible urine and or human blood texture before anyone says you should have called the law enforcement to get it. I did. They dismissed me. I have witnesses. Charlie ghosted me. He never ever responded to me or Terry Lynn after that day. We were told later that he gave it to people in charge and that it was thrown out because it was nothing. Sounds a lot like Heather Cohen said. Was Charlie connected to the family too? Not Seth, obviously. He is in the world of race cars, just like the something guy. Makes me wonder. Charlie was involved in the early searches. Was he inserted in the searches per the request involved parties? I am one of the original local searchers who was eventually scared into silence. I am still searching, but have really shrunk back because the cars and trucks have been by my house. One recorded me while I was mowing my yard early before I realized how scary this was, but it was enough to take my sign out of my yard. The sheriff's office was calling individuals to find out who I was after Craddock turned me away after court when I tried to speak to them about photos that was possibly related to the items that I found, and the cops wouldn't take them. I changed all of my social media profiles for fear of being stalked. Now I am even more astonished that the vast reach to these people. My family has begged me to walk away. My heart won't let me. Please, God, let these offenders be stopped so that the innocent people trying to help be safe again, and set a crystal clear precedent that others contemplating this criminal approach in the future. I will always tell my children that Satan comes to lie, unalive, steal, and destroy, but God always wins in the end. Full stop. Interesting. Charlie was the guy that allegedly stole money. There was no brain matter in the pack and play. There was brain matter still in the skull. It's too blurry, SL. It's too blurry. All right, guys. I love you all. I appreciate you all so very much. Want to thank you guys. Great show. Really appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for being here. We will be live, Lord willing, in the morning whenever the Leilani Simon trial starts back up. And we will be live again tomorrow evening. Thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you so much. But nobody is being threatened or intimidated, right? Wrong. It has to stop. It does have. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all. Love you. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good night and God bless.